So, if you didn't know, Elden Ring is out, and I may have over 145 hours in the game already, but that's my choice to make. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where are the wizard invasions? You were gonna do the wizard invasions. And look, I did do some wizard invasions, but they weren't, like, top-notch. I won a lot of them, but we'll get to that. Essentially, I played through the game as a sorcerer, and I beat the game, got to level 120, and just kind of left it there. And that is, ready to use for high-level invading. But I really wanted to finish the game so that I could go back and try it again as a dex build. And it wasn't until I went back and played the game again as a dex build that I realized that playing through the game as a sorcerer was really fucking hard, and that I had to basically cheese my way through a good chunk of the game to get anywhere. The biggest reason for this is that I had to level mind along with health and int, and that just sucked at low level because you got like 3 extra points per level, whereas health like continually gave you great returns. So you could have health to not die with, like any other melee build. You could have int so that you can actually do damage on your limited resource casts, or you could have that limited resource so that you can cast at all. And then Ashen Estus still sucks, so that's kind of neither here nor there. But the good thing is that sorcery is actually, like, really strong now. Like, it does a lot of damage, and you can scale really well with it on pretty much any staff that you want to use. So that is the perk of all of this. At very high levels, you will do an absolutely obscene amount of damage on even the most basic sorceries, to the point where it's kind of ridiculous. Carrion Slicer will do almost half of someone's health with one swing. It's just obscene. But I like it. So playing a wizard was really stressful because I had to manage a whole bunch of things that I did not have to manage as a dex build. For one, that bosses sometimes have projectile dodge animations, and it's almost impossible to hit them with any spell that isn't Carrion Slicer. And then on top of that, having to, like I said, deal with Ashen Estus and just basically not get hit a lot more than a melee build would, even though bosses can punish your spells pretty much just as easily as any melee swing. That is mistimed, so it was just a lot of work. It was a lot of work, and that I didn't realize was a lot of work at the time. And then I went back and I played as a melee build, and I'm just kind of ripping through the game at 40+8. And it's going very smoothly. And I think, okay, maybe I made this much harder for myself than I had to. So anyway, I went back and I picked Vagabond because I really wanted to do a Dex Knight like I usually do, which is a nice, simple, straightforward type of build to learn how to invade with in any game. It's very resource efficient. It lets you stack armor. It lets you stack good rings. It lets you stack health to health gouge. I've got 35 vigor at 40 on this build alone, not counting the +3 I get from a ring, and I have some absurd amount of health. And I'm not even taking that much damage for some reason, because this is like +8, and I expect other people to be at least at like +5. I mean, I can tank hits, and what's nice is that I can dish it back out. Now, Bloodhound Step is broken, and you will see me using it a lot, but here's the thing. It is also very fun, and that is my excuse. Bloodhound Step is really fun. It makes the game feel like Bloodborne, and the damage is so high that it might as well just be Bloodborne 2. I will stick to Demon Souls 6 because it does feel a lot like Demon Souls 6. So that is my opinion on that. I know a lot of people are not crazy about extremely high damage coming off of Dark Souls 3, but I don't care. Demon Souls is like this, Bloodborne is like this. You can actually catch rolls now with some reliability because they're not guaranteed as hell. You can actually, like, burst damage people reliably now. You're not, like, starved for resources most of the time at mid-level. It's just good. I just like it all around. It's a lot of fun right now. Until I have complaints in 1 month, which I almost certainly will, I am really enjoying it. At first I was using a lot of, like, Washing Pole and just Uchi Katana, and then, like, I don't even know, 45 hours into making this character, or something ridiculous. 45 hours on the save. Probably not me playing the whole time. Probably left it on. 45 hours in, I realized, wait, isn't power stancing in this game? And then I got the poison katana on my left hand, which, I mean, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but, like, the chance of a poison proc is pretty good. And then combined with the uchi, it just makes a really effective rush-down strategy that you can just abuse. And it's fantastic, and I loved it. And I think that's probably what I'm going to stick to. I might get myself another uchi, and then I might use that instead. I might make one blood. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. And the real joy of that is that you can have Quick Step or Bloodhound Dash on the right-hand katana, and you can use it regardless of what the weapon art is in your left hand. And that is fantastic, because then you can do stupid Bloodhound Dash, power stance katana nonsense. So 2-Cat is back, in my opinion. I'm sure two-handed curved swords are still better. They do some really absurd damage on their running L1s, but I am enjoying the katanas a lot. Another thing that was floating around in the air prior to Elden Ring's release was the idea that bows were now really good, and I got really caught up in that hype, and I thought to myself, yes, bows are they're going to be good this time around. It's going to be good. They're really not that good. They are about as good as they have ever been. They might be Dark Souls 2 levels of good, but I don't even know about that. They are definitely useful, and I keep one on me now all the time, because they fulfill a very specific role, and when you need them, you need them. It's Chekhov's bow. You see it there on your back, and, like, it might not go off on this invasion, but in 4 invasions, you're going to really need that bow. So bows are not incredibly powerful, but they are incredibly useful. Because you can plink people at a distance, you can punish passive play. Same applies for great bows, which I just don't have any footage of because I haven't really been using it yet. But, you know, same principle applies as in Dark Souls 3. You can use extreme range to punish extreme passivity. Also, there's an obscuring ring equivalent, but it requires you to crouch in this game, so if you see me crouching a lot, that is why I am doing it. I am not just doing it to be silly. It is very good, because you can fire bows from crouch, and you're invisible, so woohoo. Despite damage being incredibly high, and leveling your damage stat being incredibly important, leveling health at mid-level is now significantly more important than it ever was in Dark Souls 3. 40 is the new 27. 27 you could get 1,000. 40 you're gonna... whatever number it is at 40 is the one you're gonna need. At bare minimum. At like 60, I would think. Because I'm here at 40 plus 8, sitting at 35 vigor, and that just feels right. That feels like a good amount. You can stack some, like, damage absorption-y stuff, and you can, like, really make yourself survivable, and you can also do some pretty good damage, even with, like, a relatively low dexterity stat. The Ash of War I settled on for this build was either Bloody Slash or Bloodhound Step, and they're both very strong, and they're both very broken, and I'm pretty sure it was the extent of, like, someone mentioned that one of these Ashes of War was good to me, just in passing, and I went, okay, well, I'll have to try that. And then I tried them, and I went, okay, so they're, like, they're absurd. But they're fun. Bloody Slash is basically a Chikage unzip, if not a touch slower, and Bloodhound Dash is a Bloodborne dodge, or a Dark Souls 3 dodge, if you want to think that way. It just feels fun to use. You get 13 of them per bar at base mind on the Vagabond class, and if you take 1 flask of Cerulean Tears, which I have done, you can get 26 total dashes before you kill someone. And you're probably going to kill someone before that's up. I know everyone is not too crazy about this new meta, or rather, people who are a little afraid of change are not quite prepared for the Demon Souls levels of damage that we are seeing. But I, for one, welcome the extreme near one-shot damage that we will be encountering. I'm just too used to it at this point, and I'm okay with it. Yes, there are some things that are just too strong. There are some weird glitches that occur that are not supposed to happen and do make things bad. However, for the most part, I very much like that just across the board, damage is higher. Damage is higher, sorcery is better. Sorcery has way more options. You don't have to level mind to get spell slots. And invading is just fun. It's just fun. So for the future, I think I'm going to try to wrap up the Dex Knight build. It is pretty much complete at this point. I just kind of invaded as I was making it. And I have not fully decided upon the fine details of what I want it to do. But, I mean, it's working now, so I can't complain. Then once I'm done with that, I think I would like to put together a Faith build that uses the Briar spells and the Beast spells in tandem. That or, Ignite Caster, which I'm not even sure is going to be as strong as it once was. So we'll just have to see. So I will leave you with the remainder of my footage that I have from my various exploits on this Dex Knight, and then hopefully I'll try to get some of those wizard invasions out as well soon, with a bit of commentary as well. But until then, I hope everyone is having as much fun as I am having, and really don't try to let any of this nonsense get to you that we are seeing about, the state of the game. Some people just want something to complain about this early, and I'm just happy to be away from Dark Souls 3, to be completely honest, and I'm happy that this is the most active player base of a FromSoft game in history, and that's very exciting. Lots of invasions to be had. So take care, everyone, and I will see you in the future. Make sure to give some of those players the traditional Demon Souls welcome. Happy invading!